girl who runs the household, my daughter Caroline. I can't think, oh, whoa. And of course, the baby of the bunch, who already likes microphones, my 1-year-old son, Davis. I tell you, this is, I could not be on this journey. I could not be on this journey were it not for the love, the support, the prayers, and quite frankly, for a slew of babysitters who have been helping us out as we try to run this race. So, it takes a village, everybody. How many of y'all know it takes a village? It takes a village to run this state. Not only does it take a village to help us run this race, it's going to take a village for us to win this race on August the 28th. Can we do it? I believe we will do it. First of all, I know all y'all came here to hear and to see me. Y'all are polite. That's very polite. But I also know that you came here to see one of the loudest, strongest, most powerful progressive voices that we have out here. Before we get to Senator Sanders, I've got to say a thing or two about this journey that we've been on over the last 18 months. Some of y'all have heard me say before that I am born in Miami-Dade, Florida, to my mother, Frances, who was a school bus driver, and my daddy, Charles, who was a construction worker. In fact, when my daddy didn't have construction work to do, you would find him on a street corner selling fruits or vegetables. On Saturday mornings, he would set up his truck across the street from the cemetery and sell flowers to bereaved families. My mother and father are the best examples of hard work that I know to this day. And I'm so proud that I've got one of the two right here with me today, my mother, Frances Gullum. She and my father taught us very, very early on the power of hard work, right? They gave the example of that. In fact, what Senator Sanders has been talking about and what I've been talking about over the course of this race is the fact that we've got to put everyday people back at the center of conversation and politics in this country. I am the fifth of 7 kids to my mother and father, and the first to graduate from high school and the first to graduate from college. You can't tell us we don't know what it means to see intergenerational poverty. To see intergenerational poverty interrupted at the hands of a good public education. And that's why we And that's why we have to pay teachers what they are worth for doing the we got an opportunity on August 28th because the other folks in this race believe that they've got this race walking away, but we've got another thing coming for us. We're going to show up. The progressive movement in this state is going to show up like we have never shown up before, and we're going to lift this state into the 2018. The reason why we're going to show up, we're going to show up because we believe that health care ought to be a right and not a privilege. We're going to show up. We're going to show up because we believe climate change is actually real. But we're also going to show up because we know that Florida could be the next leader in solar energy. Let's make living in the sunshine state. We're going to show up. Y'all, we're going to show up because we believe that stand your ground has no place in civilized because in a state where 44% of the people, working people, say that they cannot make ends meet at the end of the month. We're going to show up because we believe that you should only be able and have to work one job and not 2 and 3 jobs as a way to take care of yourself and your family. That's why we're going to show up. We're going to show up, y'all, because we believe that once you paid your debt to society after committing a crime, you ought to have your right to vote, but you also not only do we believe you ought to have your right to vote, we also believe you ought to have your right to go to work and earn a wage where you can take care of yourself and take care of your family. Now, some of the folks running in this race for governor believe that we've got to run Republican light in order to win here in the state of Florida. I say no. It is my belief, and I don't know what you believe, but if you believe like me, I believe that the way we're going to win this state in November is by giving our voters a reason to go out and vote for something and not just against. We're going to win this race. We're going to win this race. We're going to win this race because we don't believe we should have to shrink from the things that we believe in order to win in the state of Florida. That we can believe that guns have no place. Guns that are military-style weapons that can fire off 60 bullets in less than 60 seconds. If you want that kind of gun, you ought to join the military. That those kinds of weapons have no place. They have no place in our city streets. And then if you want to carry the power of God on your waist belt, that you ought to have a background check. Right? We also believe that the way a Democrat is going to win in November is by turning out those voters who feel like they have been ignored, underrepresented, not reflected in politics, not reflected in the kinds of issues that impact regular working people. We're going to give those voters a reason to turn out and vote for us. It's been 20 years since a Democrat has held the office of governor of this state. And for some reason, we believe that we got to keep putting up these candidates on the belief that a Republican, when they have the choice between a real Republican and the Republican acting Democrat, that they're going to choose the real Republican every single time. And our voters are going to stay home. So if we are serious about winning this race, we've got to show up like we have never shown up before. We have to vote. We have to vote. We have to vote. Y'all, we have to vote like our lives depend on it, because if you are MR.GEEKMEOUT in Clearwater, Florida, your life does depend on winning these elections. It does depend. And so, if you believe like me, that we ought to ensure that every child, regardless of where they come from, whatever their mother or their father do for a profession, whatever side of the tracks that they grow up on, that they ought to be entitled to an equal opportunity to learn, then I'm your candidate. If you believe like me, that people ought to earn a $15 minimum wage in this state, that you ought to be believing. And I gotta tell you, this is a value statement for me. I don't believe that any person who gets up every single day in and day out, to report to a job where they work a full-time set of hours, where they spend every moment away from home laboriously working to take care of themselves and their family, I don't believe that those folks ought to earn a poverty wage. That's the value state. And so we've got to create the kind of economy. We've got to create the kind of economy in this state that makes way for them too. Y'all, I don't believe that you should have to be from a famous family or be able to stroke your own check to be governor of the state of Florida. I believe that you could literally come from the bottom. That's where I'm from, Miami. You can literally come from the bottom and make your way all the way to the top of this state and represent the everyday interests of the people of the state of Florida. That's what we do. Well, now I have the opportunity. Now I have the opportunity to bring to this podium someone with whom we share a similar set of values. We believe that we should not become a show-me-your-paper state, that based off the way a person looks or the language they speak, or what country of origin they may come from, that in the state of Florida we ought to be a welcoming place for all people. That's what we believe in this state. And I'm proud. I want to repeat, I'm proud to be endorsed by a man who has carried the torch for progressive values, even when there were very few people who were willing to stand behind those values. Someone who has been speaking truth to power ever since he was a mayor back in Vermont. Someone who believes that we ought to pay people fair wages and dignified wages for dignified work. Someone who believes that we ought to make sure that this democracy is one that works for everybody. Someone who has left the state of Vermont to come to the state of Florida in hot August to turn all of you people out, not only to support my candidacy for governor, but to also set a new North Star for where we ought to go as a country and where we ought to go as a state. In the wake of the election of Donald Trump, he has stood up on that's right. I knew that would arouse a response. He has stood up on behalf of all of us, working people, people of color, marginalized communities, folks who just want a fair shot at life. That's been Senator Sanders. And so I want you all to welcome. I want you to join me in welcoming in the most Florida way that we know how.
This is a great turnout, and I thank you all for being here to make history and to make certain that the state of Florida is going to move in a very different direction, a progressive direction. And that we are going to elect this man as the next governor of the state. And I've got a radical idea. And that idea is that in Florida and throughout this country, we need a government that represents all of us, not the 1%. And that unlike the Trump administration, we need a government that brings us all together. And white and Latino, men and women, gay and straight. We are not going to let Trump and his friends divide us up. Because when we stand together protecting the rights of working people, nothing is going to stop us. Now, nationally and here in Florida, the establishment, the big money interests have had their time. Now it is our time, progressive time. And we are here in an unprecedented moment in American history and in the state of Florida. And we need a governor here who doesn't need a scientist to tell him that climate change is real. Who understands that today climate change is wreaking havoc not only in Florida or in Vermont, but all over this country and all over this world. And let me be bold in telling you that there is no state in this country that can do more in leading the transformation of energy than the state of Florida. You know, there is a reason why this state is called the Sunshine State. Maybe your governor doesn't know that, but when you call the state the Sunshine State, it's because there is a lot of sunshine. And maybe, instead of being dependent on fossil fuels and paying sky-high electric rates, maybe you should transform the energy system here under their roof.
Get down.
And lead the country, not lag, lead the country in the fight against climate change. We need a governor here in Florida who understands that the time is long overdue for comprehensive immigration reform. And who understands that the people of Puerto Rico deserve to be treated with the respect and dignity that they deserve as American citizens. And being here in Florida today, I want to say a special word of thanks to the young people in Parkland. I had the opportunity to meet some of them in Washington, and I know that Andrew has worked with them here in the state. And I have a hard time talking about that issue because it is so horrific, it's so unspeakable. But to understand that these kids went through what they went through, and instead of withdrawing, instead of becoming mournful and depressed, they stood up and they fought back, not only in this state, but all across this country. And they spoke out not only for common sense, gun safety legislation, but they also told the young people of America that the young people are the future of this country. complain and moan and groan. You gotta get involved in the political process. You gotta work with Andrew to transform this state. Andrew comes from a working class family. I come from a working class family, and most of you come from working class families. And what we are saying as loudly and as clearly as we can, that in the richest country in the history of the world, if you work 40 hours a week, you should not be living in poverty. Introduced a bill in Washington. I think we got 30 co-sponsors in the Senate, more in the House, to say that we're going to end this absurdity of having a $7.25 federal minimum wage and $8.25 minimum wage here in Florida. We need a minimum wage, which is a living wage, $15 an hour. And I see the nurses here today. And I thank the nurses for not only being the backbone of our healthcare system, but in helping to lead this country to end the international disgrace of the United States being the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to all people as a right. Insane is it that we have 30 million people nationally without any health insurance? Many of you are underinsured with high deductibles, high co-payments. You pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. We spend almost twice as much per capita on health care as any other country. Andrew and I are going to help lead this country go to Medicare for all, single payer. Andrew understands that instead of giving tax breaks to billionaires and large corporations, we're going to invest in our children. We're going to invest in public education. And we're going to make the teaching profession the honored profession, the important profession that it deserves to be. Andrew and I understand that democracy means one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. That is why we're going to work together to overturn this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision. And we are going to end voter suppression. So I say to those governors and attorney generals all over this country, stop your cowardice, face the electorate, let people vote. And when we talk about letting people vote, we know that Florida is leading this country in exactly the wrong direction by denying 1.5 million people the right to vote, even though they serve their time. So brothers and sisters, we are at a pivotal moment.
Amen.
In American history.
Yes.
And we can go as a nation in one of two directions. Either we can move in an authoritarian direction, led by a president representing the billionaire class, who wants to divide us up based on the color of our skin or where we were born, or our sexual orientation. Or what we can do is do what the American people want. And that is create a government, create an economy that works for all of us, not just wealthy campaign contributors. What I want to tell you is that all over this country, there is a political revolution sweeping the land. Ideas that a few years ago seemed radical, and fringe ideas like a $15 an hour minimum wage, like health care for all, like criminal justice reform, like immigration reform, like demanding that the wealthiest people in this country start paying their fair share of taxes. Like making sure that it is women who control their bodies, not the government. People are standing up and they are fighting back. They are fighting for economic justice, social justice, racial justice, environmental justice. And what we have here in Florida is the opportunity not only to transform this state politically by electing a strong progressive, but you have an opportunity to send a message that will be heard all over this country. Now Andrew can win this fight. He can win it. He may not have the money, but he has the people. And our job, your job in the next couple of weeks is to make sure that those people come out to vote. I'm told we have about 1,000 people in this room, and that's a great in the next couple of weeks can get 3 or 4 of your friends or family members to come out to vote as well. So that 1,000 votes becomes 4,000 votes. So let me just conclude by thanking all of you for being here. Thank